Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews, and today we're going to check out something that is super cool, something that I have previously reviewed a few of, but there are some brand new ones out, which we can see both of, those new ones right here before us. We have the Jurassic World Dominion Wow Pods. These are actually from Wow Stuff, and these are figures that are kind of like really cool models that you hang on your wall, and they usually have some light up and sound effects and stuff, and they've been incredibly cool so far. Previously, we have had, I think, the T-Rex, Triceratops, Velociraptor Blue, and the Mosasaurus. I'm pretty sure were the ones that we had prior. Now we've got ourselves a Dilophosaurus as well as the Giganotosaurus. So I am definitely excited to take a look at these. Really hyped, actually, because again, I was a big fan of the older ones, and I can't wait to see what these newer ones do. As far as the packaging goes, you can see we basically have a little open area in the middle where we can see the figures themselves. You also have the Wow Pods logo down in the bottom left-hand corner, the species name to the right of that, and then an example of how they light and stuff here to the right of each side. And specifically, that Dilophosaurus one definitely looks cool. And then, of course, the Jurassic World Dominion logo up there at the top. And you can see images again here on the side. And then here on the back, this definitely will confirm to us what we've had so far. As you can see exactly what I said. We had the T-Rex, the Mosasaurus, Velociraptor Blue, and Triceratops. We now have the Giganotosaurus and Dilophosaurus. And you can see what else is cool is they have kind of, as it says here, an interlocking system where if you have the older ones, you already probably know by now, but you can slide them together to put them in one set, and you can display them on your wall all kind of connected, which is phenomenal, honestly. And you can see what the opposing sides and everything look like. But definitely psyched to get these open and take a look at them, so let's pop them open right now and do just that. So here are our Wow Pods, now fresh out of the package and looking super cool. And of course, we haven't turned them on or anything like that quite yet, but they definitely look really nice so far. The Dilophosaurus has that kind of Jurassic World Dominion color like you would expect, considering it is a Jurassic World Dominion release. And of course, the Giganotosaurus is full-blown Dominion because it's the only film we've seen that dinosaur in. But they look really nice, just like all of the others have so far. So without further ado, we're going to jump straight to a closer look at them right now. So we'll begin with the Dilophosaurus. Now you can see the Dilophosaurus has just basically a white background. There's nothing really going on behind it. A lot of these have kind of like a backdrop or some sort of a background. The only one I can recall, I could be wrong, but I do remember Velociraptor Blue having a similar look with just a white background. So I'll be intrigued to see exactly what occurs when we turn the lights on here in a little bit. But if you get a nice side profile of the Dilophosaurus, you can see it looks really quite nice. Has some fairly nice looking detail. All of the teeth are sculpted individually, all painted individually, and they look really quite nice. And you can see we have a nice realistic tone of color there for the, wow, went out of focus entirely. But for the inside of the mouth, that looks really nice as well. Even a slightly glossy sort of a look and some okay looking detail there on the upper side of the inside of the mouth. The crest has that same sort of like yellow and brownish tones that we see on the frill. You can also see a yellow kind of leading up and over the top of the crests, highlighting the crests quite nicely, and then a greenish tone for the body of the Dilophosaurus. There's also some really nice tones of color here on the frill of the Dilophosaurus, as you have those yellowish tones that really smoothly transition to browns out there on the edge of the frill. You have kind of like a spiky sort of appearance running along the outer edge of the frill, and some pretty nice detail contained within the frill overall. You can also see that the outer edge here, that kind of rim that runs around, also has the kind of Jurassic logo popping up here and there and has a nice blackish tone, and that's really about all you're going to find on that one. So the next one is the Giganotosaurus. Now you can see, just like I was speaking of a moment ago, the Giga has kind of a backdrop to it rather than just that white sort of a screen that we see. And what I'm kind of getting out of the backdrop that we have for the Giga is these are those kind of almost like giant sort of statues that they have at the end of Dominion where the final battle takes place. And that's what it looks like to me that our Giganotosaurus is standing in front of. And even the detailing of that is really nicely done. And there's some extra color variation added to it. As you can see, some darker tones here and there. And that looks really nice. But The Giga itself also has a beautifully textured appearance to it, really nice detail, definitely looks like the Giganotosaurus does in Dominion, so that's a plus, and there's some nice color variation to it as you have a darker tone leading along the upper part, and then kind of like a grayish tone for the lower part of the dinosaur. You can see the eye is painted very nicely, also has a nice black pupil, and the teeth as well are painted very nicely, and you can see the mouth of the Giganotosaurus is open, and we can get a pretty good look there at the tongue. You can see that we have a pinkish tone there for the inside of the mouth, as well as a red for the tongue, and the teeth all look quite nice as far as the paintwork goes, and the paintwork runs on the inside and outside of the teeth, and you can also see more of that pinkish tone there on the inside of the mouth on the upper side, but it does look really nice, definitely a gorgeous looking head sculpt for a Giganotosaurus. And then of course the outer rim follows the same trend as all of the others with the Jurassic logos and that nice blackish tone. So I'm really quite excited to see what these look like when they're actually activated and of course hear the noises, so let's get to that. So if we keep the lights kind of dimmed, we'll have a chance to really see exactly what we've got going on here. As far as the lights, yes, I have it on. So there you can see the lights. I'm not really sure what we have going on back there, so maybe we need to dim the lights even a little more to get kind of a better idea of what that is back there. Let's go ahead and get that lit back up, and we'll dim the lights further. So now we can see how crazy cool that looks. How awesome is that? Once you actually have the lights off entirely, it's another level of cool that we can see here on the Dilophosaurus. Like, it's really well lit up. And you can see there in the background, it looks like we sort of have like a mountain range in the distance or something, and we have like the moon and everything back there. That is really neat. Definitely another awesome way to display a Dilophosaurus, and as per usual, Wow Stuff absolutely kills it with their products. So the Dilophosaurus is super cool. Let's go ahead and try out the Giganotosaurus in similar fashion with the lights kind of dimmed, and we'll see what that looks like. Whoa, so that looks cool straight away. And you can see that, again, everything just lights up in a really nice fashion, just really gives that Giganotosaurus sort of a creepy look there with its face kind of creeping through and appearing almost out of the darkness. Definitely really neat. I think maybe we could turn the lights back on a little bit and check this out. And you can kind of see again what it looks like with the lights just really highlighting the face of the Giganotosaurus. Once the light shines in there, it's a little harder to really appreciate how cool it looks, but it definitely looks neat, again, when it comes to these insanely cool Wow Pods. Really impressed with these all the time. So these brand new Jurassic World Dominion Wow Pods, Dilophosaurus and Giganotosaurus versions, are absolutely epic in the best way possible. And again, I didn't do any comparisons or sizes or anything, because if you happen to have caught the last few reviews I did for the Wow Pods, they're all the same size. So I feel like we're just kind of repeating the same thing when it comes to sizes and comparisons and stuff like that. We don't really need that for these this time around. But again, they look amazing, and Wow Stuff really did a great job yet again of choosing two really cool dinosaurs. And when it comes to Dominion, pretty iconic dinosaurs, as the Giganotosaurus is the primary bad guy in the movie. And then you also have a Dilophosaurus, which is probably one of the most popular dinosaurs to ever enter the Jurassic franchise. And both, yet again, are really nicely done. The sculpts are fantastic, very nicely detailed as a whole, and the paintwork is also really quite nice as a whole. I think they did a very good job of choosing the tones. The Dilophosaurus looks pretty Dominion-ish as far as the frill coloration and everything. I think maybe the green of the face might be a little bit brighter than it probably was in the film, but it looks pretty good regardless, and definitely looks very nice and smooth as far as the actual application of the paint goes. The Giganotosaurus as well is incredible, and I also love the paintwork of that one, and I'm also a pretty big fan, on top of the paintwork of the Giganotosaurus, of the fact that we have that kind of final battle of Dominion sort of visual for the Giganotosaurus. That's really cool as well, with that kind of backdrop that we have going on and everything. And of course, the icing on the cake is once you light it up and you have that incredible visual of the dinosaurs with those lights just shining down. It just looks amazing, honestly, in hand. So two more fantastic Wow Pods entering the Wow Stuff Jurassic World Dominion line, and definitely two more big recommendations from me, absolutely worth picking up. So if you are interested in grabbing yourself one or both of these, I will include links in the description to where you can do that on Amazon.com. So make sure you check those links, go grab yourself some of these amazing Wow Pods, and also like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.